clarified, something that many of us suspected but hoped was not the case. But it has been clarified today that the United Kingdom is not a voluntary partnership of nations. Any partnership in any walk of life that requires one party to seek the consent of another to choose its own future is not voluntary, it is not a partnership at all. And while today's ruling may create temporary relief on the part of unionist politicians and parties, they should know the hardest questions that have been posed today are questions for them, because they are questions about the future and the basis of the United Kingdom. Now, the Westminster establishment may think it can block a referendum, but let me be clear, I am sure on your behalf today, no establishment, Westminster or otherwise, will ever silence the voice of the Scottish people. Our task, our job, as Scotland's peaceful, civic, inclusive, internationalist independence movement is the same today as it was yesterday. It is to build the case for Scotland becoming a normal, equal, independent member of the European family of nations. It is to build, through dignified and patient persuasion, clear, overwhelming majority support in Scotland for our independence. And then it is to ensure that we have a democratic process to allow that majority opinion to be expressed beyond any doubt. Independence is not an abstract notion. Independence is about the prosperity of our nation. It is about the equality of our nation. It is about the internationalism of our nation. It is about building a better, fairer, more equal Scotland for this and generations to come. This is a movement. This is a movement I have been proud to be part of since I was a teenager. And it is a movement that I know is destined to win the independence of our country. So let us rededicate ourselves to that task today. Let us make sure that we take this message to every part of Scotland, because what has been shown beyond any doubt today is that the only route to equality for Scotland within the British family of nations is by Scotland becoming an independent country. Let's get to it, my friends. Let's win our independence and let's build the Scotland we know is possible. Thank you all very much indeed.
Righty. Well, can I just get a wee bit of silence for our next speaker? This is the first time this woman has spoken on a stage. She is a new Scot. She's a French woman, and she's a representative of Europe.
Welcome
for
to Edinburgh,
Scotland,
folks.
the group that has got together all these
Well, we're here.
solidarity
We're going to
rallies
ask a
across
few
Scotland
people's
tonight.
opinions
She
on
is here
the High
to
Court,
read
the
a
Supreme Court judgment
statement
today.
that is
As David
being read
is transmitting
in all these
out on the
European
2 Davies
capitals
channel
tonight.
on YouTube,
So I hope you will give
and
it
I'm
some
broadcasting
space
to you
for a
today
massive
on Facebook.
response
So,
and
welcome to Edinburgh.
And could you please welcome
I hope you enjoyed the First Minister. Here's the next speaker.
Hello everyone. I have to apologise if I sound and look a little bit nervous. When I put my name forward to do this a few days back, I didn't know I was going to speak straight after the First Minister of Scotland. So I hope you will forgive me for being a bit So as Leslie said, I am a proud French woman, born and brought up in Normandy in the north of France. I am also
Hi, Jane.
very proud Scot.
What did you make of that today, Jane?
Fine. I was right at the front with the
No,
press.
I mean the Supreme Court ruling.
Yeah, aye, that's what they think. That is what they think.
Were you not disgusted?
Absolutely, I was ready to hit the television with her.
I think that was reciprocated right across Scotland. I think we were all ready for
And watching them smug about it on telly as well. You know, they're all sitting there smiling. So, I think there's a good turnout.
Yep, that's good.
And
Glad to hear it.
that's only one of, what, 4 of, well, about 10.
Little star here that's shining for Scotland.
We've got a wee wonder about it's dark at night, don't we?
I know, that's how I put this collar on them.
Aye.
So that people would
Sheldon's sporting a lovely neon flashing blue collar. Say hello, Sheldon. Sheldon says hello, viewers.
Today is a sad day for Scotland.
Lovely to see
all
you, mate.
Europeans
It's quite
believe
good. I
in
get stopped.
democracy.
I was with the band.
This
and
morning,
then
the
we
UK
get told
Supreme
to go out
Court
and I couldn't get out.
certified
So I was
the
actually the
UK's
front when she came on.
Oh, that's
does
great.
not allow the Scottish Parliament
stuff.
to fulfil the democratic mandate
Right, gonna go
from
and
the
get
Scottish
opinions.
people for a new independence
You know
referendum.
I've got yours.
Once the UK government withholds its permission, Scotland is trapped in constitutional limbo, stuck in a supposed voluntary union against its democratic will. We all know that the United Kingdom is all but united. For decades, Scotland and England have been on divergent political paths with radically different ideas for their future. It was England that voted for Margaret Thatcher, David Cameron, and Boris Johnson. Scotland not only rejected each and every one of them, but in fact didn't vote for any of the last 10 Tory prime ministers. It was England that voted narrowly to leave the European Union. Scotland never wanted to leave and voted overwhelmingly to remain. It is England that would like to be global Britain. All Scotland wants is to be in charge of its own destiny and not become collateral damage for England's terrible choices. How many more Tory prime ministers should be inflicted on Scotland against its democratic will?
None.
How many more years should Scotland's businesses suffer because of Brexit? How many more generations of young Scots should be deprived of the Erasmus programme and opportunities to freely travel and work in Europe? How much longer should Scots be denied their democratic right to choose their own future? Scots deserve the same rights and opportunities that we Europeans enjoy. And that's why I am here today, to express our European solidarity and to tell Scots we stand with you. Tonight, my friends from Europe for Scotland are gathered in solidarity in 6 European cities. They are showing their support in Berlin, Rome, Dublin, Paris, Munich, and Brussels. Tomorrow, they'll also be gathering in Denmark. Our message is simple. Scots are not alone. Europeans support Scotland's democratic right to choose its own future. And Europeans would love to welcome our Scottish friends back into our European family and build a better Europe together. The Scottish people's mandate for a new independence referendum must be respected by the UK government. Brexit must not be Scotland's destiny. Europeans will always keep a light on for Scotland. The fight is not over. It has only just begun. Solidarity.
Well, if that was the first speech, you'd love to be around for the second one, wouldn't you? Anyway, thank you so much to Elise. We're now moving straight on to hear from a man, one of two MPs who've come up the road from Westminster. A long journey, they'll have to go straight back down again. But please, let's hear it for Tommy Shepherd, MP.
Edinburgh, you look magnificent tonight. If you can see it from here, we are many and we are on the road to victory, because the Supreme Court judgment this morning has left a gaping gap in the British Constitution. They have said that there is no legal means by which a component part of the United Kingdom can choose to renegotiate its relationship with the rest of the United Kingdom. And that means that we, as the First Minister have said, are no longer in a union of equals, no longer in a voluntary union at all. That is now dead and buried. And unless the British Constitution is changed, then that means we are no longer partners in a union. We are prisoners in a political structure which we cannot change and which we are unable to leave. Now, that reality conflicts with the principle of the claim of right for Scotland and the right of the people who live in this country to determine our own future. A right that up till now has been accepted by a broad political consensus in Scotland and in the United Kingdom. Indeed, a right that was exercised in the referendum of 2014. And we are here tonight, first and foremost, to assert and defend that right to self-determination. And to say, we will not submit. We will not give up. We will not give up our campaign for our independence. And the choice, the right to choose, the need to choose has never been more essential. You only have to look at what is happening in the United Kingdom at the moment. A government of spivs and millionaires that have recklessly engaged in a right-wing economic experiment that has brought misery and reduced the living standards of millions of ordinary people. A government hell-bent on putting pressure on the ordinary people in order to defend the wealth and capital of the few. And I have to say, when you look at Her Majesty's loyal opposition, it isn't that much better. And I say this with sadness, but we have a Labour Party leadership which, despite the valiant efforts of many of its members, has less ambition today than it has ever had in its 122-year history. A Labour leadership terrified of putting up taxes on the wealthy, embarrassed to support the trade unions that funded it in their campaign for a living wage, and happy to acquiesce in post-Brexit isolationist Britain. Now, when we look at that duopoly of despair south of our border, we ask ourselves, can we do better than this? And the question is, we certainly can. And that is why we must have the right to choose. Not just to change the government for a few years, but to change it forever. So that in Scotland, we always get the government that we vote for, and that government always reflects the will of the people who live here. That is the prize that we are campaigning for. Now, many people, many of our opponents, misunderstand us. They think this campaign is just about identity and flags and emblems. It is not. This campaign is about power. It is about having the ability to change the world in which we live for the better, about having the political agency that comes with independence in order to change things around us. And when our opponents say, and this is the most vicious lie of all, that this debate is a distraction from the real cost of living crisis and the real issues facing ordinary people, there is no bigger lie than that. Because rather than be a distraction, political independence for our country is the means to tackle that crisis. Not just for a day, but forever. We cannot really change the inequality of wealth and power in our society whilst we have no control over the movement of capital or labour across our borders. We cannot get the resources and investment we need to develop our 21st century industries without the power of independence. And that is why it is necessary, it is more essential than ever, that we have the right to choose and that we take that right. And we have an opportunity, my friends, in a very few years' time, to press the reset button, to build a different kind of country. A country where the economy is measured not by the profits of city corporations, but by the well-being and happiness of the people. A country where innovation and productivity and automation is used to unleash the potential of humanity, not to enslave it. A country where everyone is respected and the diversity and complexity of our communities is celebrated. A country which plays its part on the European and global stage. And that is the biggest prize of all. Because rather than be the means of our separation, independence will be the means of our integration with the rest of the world and our ability to work with others to face the challenges that humanity is presented with. And that is all worth fighting for. Now, we got a setback this morning. Of course we did. And we know we meet that news with disappointment. But let us not be disheartened, because we know now what we need to do. If the British state will not allow a democratic event such as a referendum to be able to express the will of the people, then we will find other means to allow the people to have their voice. And I very much welcome my party leader's statements this morning that we will take time and we will work together to make sure that we can develop a strategy which is going to work and we can begin to implement in the new year. Because, my friends, over the last few years, we have had our disagreements, we have had our disunity. And I have to say to you, we need to find a better way of discussing our differences, and sometimes we will need to set our differences aside in order to come together united for the bigger prize. We have been already on a long journey, and there is more road ahead of us. But take cheer tonight that the thing that can never be defeated, no matter how many judgments come against it, is the will of the people to succeed. So we go from here. We explain the benefits, the essential benefits that will come from being an independent country, and how we don't have to be part of this decaying post-Brexit isolationist Britain anymore. That does not have to enslave us. We have the opportunity, if we take it, to do something different and to start afresh. And that is a campaign worth fighting. I'll see you on the journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Our
Aye.
next speaker has also made quite a journey to get here. Some of you might remember.
Yeah, let's see.
Actually at the
Get in
last
amongst some of the people
demonstration
and ask some questions, shall we?
Scotland was dragged out of the EU against
Did you see the Supreme Court judgment this morning? Did you actually see the video?
And I'd love to pay tribute to Mike Blackshaw.
You're not?
I am.
Really?
Aye.
There you go.
Right. Did you see the judgment?
Yes.
What did you think?
It's an outrage.
Well, we're broadcasting the news, so I'm wanting people's reaction to it.
I'm outraged. It wasn't unexpected.
No, it wasn't.
But we need we need to do something. It needs to happen. Whether we need to do the general election, I'm not convinced about that. We just need to do something. But the critical thing is we need to come together as an independence movement. We're not going to do it without working together.
I have to agree with that.
And
I do agree with that.
That's the main thing for me. But it's too long.
It's been a long road.
We can't wait.
I'm afraid we're going to have to.
A wee bit longer.
A wee bit longer. Well, thanks very much for giving us your opinion.
Thank you.
We'll move on and see what other people's reactions were, shall we, David? All right, mate. All right, chaps. Right, we're on the Vox Pop bit. So, you guys watched the Supreme Court judgment this morning? Did you?
Yeah.
And what did you think?
It was obvious what the judgment was going to be because it was a very narrow question that was asked. And all they did was answer that question. They threw no light on what can happen, how the union can be broken up or anything else. A foregone conclusion, I'm afraid. But we've tested it. We know what the answer is, so we've got to find an alternative way to get freedom.
That's about the best thing that came out here. It's been tested.
Yep.
They have shown themselves for what they are.
Yes.
The Labour Party, especially two pictures in this, they took their desire for home rule and turned it into the theft of the Scottish sovereignty.
Exactly that.
Thanks, my friend. These guys will lead them on the stage.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, guys.
Hey. I guess we're getting a musical interlude.
Hey.
All right, buddy, how's it going?
Come on to Scotland.
Come on to Scotland. So far, wasn't unexpected and no happy with it. But it's very difficult to move here, folks. People are packed tight in. We've got to get right out on the road to get in there, David. Aye, I think so. Because there's a pond there. Well, maybe we can cut through.
Now we have seen the reality. Now there's no hope in this union. There's no hope in this reality when Westminster ignores the voice of millions of Scottish people every day. The reality in the UK is more depressing than my Hancock in I'm a celebrity. I work in the European Parliament now, and one of our with my colleague is
there's a pro-union counter-demonstration going on across the road. There is probably 20 or 30 people there at the most. But I'm being generous. Hey.
With the skyrocketing bills,
anyway.
Somebody's
streaming. Hi, me. Alright, man, how's it going? I'm alright. Well, I want to step back a bit, get you into the picture, bud. So, I'm doing a wee bit of Vox Pop. Right, I want to know what you thought of the judgment this morning. What did you make of the Supreme Court judgment this morning?
A bit of a contradiction in terms.
Aye.
You're not a colony, but you're not allowed to be democratic. Right, okay. That is a contradiction in terms.
The interesting bit was when they said you haven't been oppressed. 5 political mandates to do something, and it's denied by another countries called oppression.
The only reason they say that we're not under oppression is they don't have the military on the streets. But every other way, we are definitely being an oppressed state.
Yes, I have to agree.
Right, Dave, I'm going to hit you.
Aye, no bother, mate.
I've got my sister. How am I not getting you on live feed?
I don't know. Anyway, folks, that's a counter demonstration over there. As I say, there is maybe 20 people there. No, maybe not. There we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. About 20. About 20 of Mankey's friends.
Dave, you need glasses.
What?
There's no 20 there.
I don't know. No, maybe I'm needing glasses.
Our language survived, our nation survived, and we, like you, are on the road towards independence.
I don't know what's going on there because it's definitely streaming, they bother. 176, 5 watching, 77 watching. Right, anyway. As I say, folks, David is doing interviews on YouTube now, and I'm going to move on and ask a few other people what they thought. Okay.
And we will do this for the generations that are here now, for the ones who will not see this country free, but most importantly for the ones to come. This is the country you want to give in inheritance. Like Mary Berber said, the will of the people
Okay,
of the law.
here we go.
And now,
Hello, doggy.
we will go, my friends, we will have a
sorry.
referendum. Soy Alba and Visca Catalunya.
So we've made it round the other side now, folks. Still can't see the stage, but it's not the stage I've come to see. It's this lot, the people. I've come to see the people and ask opinions. How do, sir? My name's Davey. Did you watch the Supreme Court ruling this morning?
I didn't watch it. Oh, I did, but about 5 minutes later than it was on.
And what did you make of the decision?
I expected it.
You expected it.
Because I didn't think they were going to just kick it straight back. But they have, having said that the legal aspects were separate from the political ones, they then went on to make a political statement regarding what the outcome could be.
There was a lot of contradictions in the statement of the justices this morning. As I said, in my particular programme I discussed the fact they said that the Scottish people were not oppressed. If you have 5 political mandates and it's denied by another country, that by its very definition is oppression. Would you agree? Well,
yes.
Thanks. Thanks for giving me your opinion. Sorry for putting you on the spot. Okay.
We are sovereign.
We'll see if we can spring this on somebody else.
This is the time to push forward. Scotland's future.
It's very dark here, folks. It's very hard to see how many people are here.
We didn't say Scotland's future was going to be in the Supreme Court's hands. That Scotland's future was going to be in the hands of Tory Prime Ministers. We said it was for the people to decide. The UK state apparatus has now been exhausted. We tried every gambit, and still they say no. We are hostages in a union that denies democracy. It is completely unacceptable. It has to be challenged. It will be challenged, and we will do that. The Supreme Court today said that we are not a colony. In the last 9 months, £8 billion of Scottish oil and gas revenue has flowed into the Treasury in Westminster. Scotland's share of that is absolutely zero. The wind farms that have been constructed off the Fife Coast of Millers are being cabled directly to
What did you
England
make of the judgment, Red? I think it's a
2.8
disgrace
million homes.
But it puts the British government in a bad position. They're denying democracy and what's meant to be an equal union. And I mean, that's just showing them up in a bad light. How can they say we're equal partners and then say that we can't leave?
The food bank in my constituency in
They're played right into our hands, mate. I think you're right, straight to the International Court of Human Rights, International Court of Justice.
Nearly 20,000.
There's a few steps to go before that, but it's good to see international solidarity
going to
tonight.
turn to then?
Aye.
The UK government talk of compassion. I
think the back fell into a corner, Phil.
In their eyes when I see them in Westminster.
That's why it was always a win-win for the people of Scotland.
Aye, that's what I thought.
This campaign, our
put it into the long grass.
needs to start
Agitation
and action.
But
We need
either
to
way,
work
it's working in
together.
our
We
favour.
need to
That's right,
settle
they'll
our
get the vote,
differences
or we
and
don't.
lead them
And if we
to
don't,
one
we go to
side
the
and
European
be
Court of Human
united.
Rights in the UN and apply for decolonisation. Oh, there's
And
but then that way the British government doesn't get to interfere this time and
of
count all
all
the
of
votes.
Scottish
Well, as I say,
MPs, MSPs,
that's one of the routes we could
and
take,
Civic
right?
Scotland and important people
Right.
like
there
Leslie
you're there, Mr.
to
Milligan.
get a view about how we
How you
take
getting
this forward,
Fingers
how
are
we
freezing.
win
Aye.
our
Right,
independence,
David.
and how we
That's
challenge
right.
the British state.
Aye, he did Eddie Wolfie last time, huh?
Aye.
Eddie Wolfie.
Eddie.
For us to hold a plebiscite, it must be a true Scotland United plebiscite. We must recognise that there are Conservatives who support independence. There are Liberal Democrats who support independence. There are Labour voters who support independence. SSP voters who support independence. Our movement must reflect all of the people of Scotland.
Stay on.
We need to send people to Westminster, not as MPs looking for a
Keep going.
career. We need to send people down there to properly settle up.
Right, where to?
I'm going to close with something that I think is completely inspirational. I may misquote it. But the UK state today has said no. And as Karen Kenyon
Looks like we've lost her.
we are the people of Scotland, and we are sovereign, and we say yes, yes, yes!
Thank you, Neil.
Right, I'm waiting for somebody with a wee black dog. Alright, bud.
So on. We're going to have our. They're all coming together now, and our drummers.
Somebody's made me a candle, folks. So I'm trying to find them to thank them.
Coming out tonight and for entertaining us.
Right, I'm looking for somebody with a wee black dog that makes candles. Generally the dogs are in the outskirts. That's a big black dog. That's a big black dog. I'm looking for a wee black dog. A candle maker with a wee black dog. Anybody seen one? A wee Lakeland Terrier? I wouldn't know one. It looks like it's too dark to see out here.
I've got one.
It's too dark to bloody well see out here. Well, she definitely didn't come back here then because there's nowhere for them to go. Okay. It's hard to make out numbers.
Well, I'm not sure.
It's dark as hell.
I'd say there's only 2,000.
Two maybe three the rest. But it's very hard to tell. Because they're all there, they're up there, they're in there. Terrible. There's somebody with a wee black dog. Is that? Oh, that's not a terrier. No. Ah, well. A candle. She made that. No, you won't speak to people anyway.
She likes it angry candles, she says. It's one that Nicola's got.
There you go. There'll be one I've got in my house in honour. Sorry, folks. Oh, the search goes on for a candle maker with a wee Lakeland Terrier. We're going to head round the other side anyway, folks. Post them. Right. Hiya, folks. Anybody seen somebody with a wee black Lakeland Terrier? I need to thank them for a candle. You can pick me up here anytime, darling.
I don't like saying that.
Hey, John. Yeah. How are we, folks? So very well making a judgment today, John.
I've been speaking.
Oh, national anthem.
and died for the reed that held and went and stood again. The name of God and sent them homeward. They sing again.
Aye, it was good. I enjoyed it. Of course it was. It's good. How'd you get in there? You know. But I was good there waiting in Davies. Waiting in Davies around the corner. And send them homeward. Right, Nancy, catch you later. So, I ask you a question, John. What did you make of the Supreme Court judgment?
To me, my own personal opinion, it was a declaration of war against people of Scotland. No, that's my own opinion.
Fair enough, John. I'm asking people's opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not here really to listen to them. I'm here to listen to news guys. You know that?
Yeah.
That's what we're here doing. Getting the opinions of the people.
Can I ask you a question? What do you think of them over there?
Everybody's entitled to protest, John.
They're no instigators.
They're just comedy gold. Gotta love them. I mean, there's half a dozen brain cells between them.
No, they're not even that.
Listen, if they want to be subjugated, that's up to them.
Let them move themselves.
Aye. Well, they want to be subjugated, that's up to them. Right, off we go. We're off. Alright, folks. I will, mate, I will. How do, sir? Oh, I tell you what, bloody hand is cool. Yeah. It's not just a step on your follow.
Hello, darling. Would you give us a comment for the Two Davies YouTube channel? We're going out live. What do you think about what was said this morning, what was done this morning? The Supreme Court, what's your thoughts?
I think it's incredibly undemocratic. I think it's a really dangerous precedent to set, and I think we need to carry on campaigning and fight for better.
So what's the next move for the people of Scotland?
Perhaps the UK government can tell us.
Fair comment.
Fair comment, yes.
After all, we're not supposed to have a voice.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's your name?
My name's Bobby.
Bobby?
Bobby, yep.
Lovely.
Bobby what?
Mulholland.
Bobby Mulholland.
Right. Thank you very much for giving us your opinion, Bobby. Let's get some more young people's opinion. Hi, young lady. What did you make of what happened today in the Supreme Court?
It's fucking awful, isn't it? Yeah, we deserve better.
By the way, on my channel you can swear. Alright.
What's your channel?
Sunday Truck Davy and the Two Davies.
Oh, so it is.
So, and what did you make of it, young man? After all, it's your future they're denying.
It's not amazing, to put it bluntly. Not amazing, but at the end of the day, it's not the judge's fault. They interpret the law. It's the government at Westminster that made the law. They interpreted it, but we've got to fight the government, try and convince voices here.
However, the judges said that Scotland wasn't oppressed. So would you call a country that's seemingly in a democratic union with another country and can't have its democracy, what do you call that? It's oppressed.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about it, to be honest, but I think the way the law is written is definitely not voluntary. It's not voluntary. There's no way around that. It's not democratic in any way, shape or form. Oppression's are strong words, but not voluntary.
If I was to behave towards my wife the way the Westminster Parliament behaved towards us, After all 5 mandates, 5 times our voice has been denied. That's oppression. That's the dictionary definition.
Sure.
And if I was to behave like that towards my wife, it would be called oppression. I'd be in the courts.
Perhaps.
But listen, thanks very much for your opinion, young fella.
Thank you.
And you, young lady. When we go.
Scotland's constitution is still in force.
Yes.
Eddie.
Eddie, what's your opinion of what happened in the Supreme
Absolute
Court?
disgrace.
Aye.
Blinking ridiculous. They just denied democracy altogether.
Denied the voice.
Aye.
Aye.
According to them, we're just part of their family, if you want to say it that way.
What's interesting about it, Eddie, is it's not just the denying of democracy. It's the setting Scotland is second class within the Union.
That's right.
Now, we had this before we had devolution. We were second class citizens because we had no sway in Westminster. So we had no voice in Westminster anyway.
Aye.
Now, once again, we're
No,
back to
definitely get no voice in Westminster.
second class citizens again. Yep. Right, well,
let's go for it.
Nice one, Eddie. Anyway, we need to get round this pond to get back round the other side. All right, sir. Mr. Milligan.
Oh, yes.
Is it
I know the guy that sold me that. He's a good guy.
Oh, the yes stones.
And he keeps his eyes well.
Help yourself, Davy.
No, I'm fine. You've already given me hundreds of the bloody things. I've got a window edge full of them.
Carry the buggers home.
Nice. Yes, stones. They've been very generous to Sarah and I over the years, and we have a good few of these on our window wedges. But it's great to have a hobby, you know. And I see these lying all over the place.
Oh yeah. It's therapeutic, isn't it?
And somebody sent us a bag of them, and we put them all around the village and all around the estate, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I still see them in the park and things like that when the weather clears up. So
turning up for hundreds of years. People's gardens.
Right, we'll move on. Right, nice to see you. Hiya. What did you make here today then?
I think it's fine. I think it's went fine. Oh, you're talking about the decision?
Aye.
Crap. We need to fight. We need to fight on and get it sorted.
Aye, we need to fight. The young people up there were saying that as well.
Aye. We need to carry on. All the people need to come out. Everyone is.
Well, we need more than this, that's for sure.
But there's a lot of bundles everywhere.
Aye.
My pal Jackie, no, they did Ryan, they went to the Glasgow one.
Aye.
It's easier for them. So there is good crowds.
Good. I'll look forward to looking at the footage from elsewhere when I get home.
Brilliant.
Right, thanks for giving us your opinion there. See you later. Right, round we go. We'll keep moving about here and stay warm, folks. Some people don't realise I'm live streaming. Some people don't realise I'm live streaming, so they think I'm talking to them.
The nation of Scotland was not extinguished with the Union. The UK tells the world Scotland is in a voluntary political union, but tells Scotland it's in a colonial prison. Political parties are not going to liberate us. Only the people can do that. We, the people, have always had the key to break out of this union and restore our sovereignty. But to do so, we have to unite.
Nice to see a good age group round about. A good spread of people through the age groups, isn't there? There's a good spread of people through the age groups.
The British state will be utterly powerless to stop us.
This is mother trying to stay in light. Try to find somewhere light to talk when you do this underneath this bloody thing now.
Thank you very much indeed, Leah. Our next speaker is someone who used to race the first Scottish Parliament.
Judge the amount of people here, folks, but it's very difficult.
You might remember him, as my stepdaughter fondly remembers him, as the man who was actually
I can't believe how dark it is here, David. What? I can't believe how dark it is. I mean, outside the Parliament and it's pitch black.
Thank you very much for
Put the lights on for it, that's
tell
all
you
it
my
is.
summer Scotland days.
We could have done with some spotlights.
Thank you very much, Leslie. I want to say to ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I'm proud to stand here alongside you tonight. This is a day when supporters of independence have got to be standing up and be counted. And the Scottish Socialist Party is proud to say we've been supporting independence for 25 years now. We'll continue to support independence until we achieve our goal, which is an independent socialist Scotland, a modern democratic republic. Brothers and sisters, there's a scene in the very first Pirates of the Caribbean blockbuster, I'm sure you watched it, where the Royal Navy Commodore says to Captain Jack Sparrow, "You are without doubt the worst pirate I have ever heard of." And Jack Sparrow, as you know if you've seen the film, replies malignantly, "Yes, but you have heard of me." And I'm bound to say that scene came to mind today when I was listening to Lord Reid at 9:45 this morning. For whilst the defeat that he announced is a defeat for those who thought there was a parliamentary road to independence, because there isn't, at the same time it makes clear we won't get a Section 30 order, we won't get a second referendum, nor our independence, unless we have majority support. And that remains our objective here today and every day. And Lord Reid, unwittingly perhaps, made it clear to the independence movement that independence will not be achieved via parliaments at Westminster or Holyrood. It won't be achieved via conservative law courts like his, those representatives of the British state, and nor will it be achieved by conservative politicians who argue that independence is about changing as little as possible, about keeping the pound, keeping the king, keeping NATO, remaining in EU, letting the money men continue to tell us that nothing can be done about fuel poverty or child poverty in that Scotland. We reject that attitude. Independence is about change, and it's nothing at all. It's about transforming Scotland into a better country than we see.